So we're gonna sit down and talk. Because I woke up to kind of a funny message. Um, Somebody who had seen my content and they were like, I know how to get you all the views, all the subscribers. You need to add tags, you need to add descriptions, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I meditated on it. I really thought it through, really gave it the full thinking power it deserved, because that would be nice to get it all, like get it all boosted up and, whatever. But the thing is, and what I think a lot of people fail to know or to realize is that this isn't just a YouTube channel, this is a lot more than that. It's like, and yes, I'm going to start talking about the Bible, right? Because I love talking about the Bible, and I feel like it's relevant to this in a lot of ways. I guess, like, while I was, like, meditating, the Sermon on the Mount kept coming to my mind, and I'm like, oh, only $40, and, like, all my work is done for me. That was tempting, right? And I use that word tempting with a lot of enunciation, okay? It was tempting. And it kind of brought me back to also, like, last year when I had a friend that was like, why don't you ever ask people to like and subscribe to your channel? Because it's not for everyone, okay? And I know, newsflash. This is a very specific message for very specific people. And if I just start throwing it out there, like, and making it super, then it could be missed on the people it's really meant for. Or, then I'm just casting pearls to swine at that point. Back in the day, when Jesus was doing his Sermon on the Mount, he basically... he didn't want to be like the Pharisees. The Pharisees would stand in the street corners telling people, listen to me, follow me, go where I tell you to go and do what I tell you to do, That's what the Pharisees were saying, the ones that killed Jesus. And Jesus was like, I'm not going to say a word. I'm just gonna start climbing this mountain, and whoever climbs this mountain with me, and it ain't gonna be easy, they're gonna get the message, right? This is for them, the ones taking the road less traveled. This is for those who want to climb that mountain to get that message at the end. Not those who are like, oh, this is easy. Dude was right outside my door when I woke up. I may as well just go over there and listen to what the Pharisees saying. It's not supposed to be super easy to, to do these things, right? To get your message out. When you're on my path, I guess is the best way to put that. Because getting 1 million subscribers and stuff might save my hands. I mean, look at this. Look at this. All this freaking work. But I don't hate the work, I don't hate that I actually have to go out and do the things, right? That's what I'm meant to do. Have my day job and come home exhausted and be like, you know what? I still have a message to spread. I still have work to be done. This is, and shit, maybe honor is what's gonna kill me at the end of the day, but that's fine. It's fine, take me and go. It's just so, we live in a day and an age where everyone is a prophet, right? But how are they really spelling that? Is it prophet like Prophet, or is it prophet like Profit? is my word here to make a profit, or is my word here to do the work of a prophet, you know? And that's something that I struggle with, you know, because yeah, I could profit. It's tempting. Like I said, it's tempting to, you know, especially when you see everybody and their mother doing that, you know. But that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here for my reward. I'm not here to make my situation easier or better by any means. I'm not here to stop doing the work, you know. I'm here because this is the work. I'm here because I'm called to it. I don't know, a lot of you are new and don't actually know how this started, so I'm going to pause real fast and I'm going to get something to show you guys how this tarot stuff started, because this actually was a vlog channel where I would just sit here and talk to people. I'm going to tell you how we started tarot on this channel. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. So, this is how it all started. I loved tarot. Before I even did it for other people, I loved it. Imagery, the messages, I always felt like it's a very straightforward way to not screw up the communication, you know, between the divine and I. So, I started making my own tarot deck. As you can tell, it's not even done. Let me see if I have some with art. It's not even close. You know, I've got, there's some with colors. You know, like, it was literally just this little project I was working on at home, doing on my own, just for no other reason than for my own enjoyment, right? I love art, I love tarot, and all these years, and I still haven't even finished it. I haven't even gotten close. But I had this deck with me, and I was at my brother's house for I think it was either Christmas or New Year's celebration, right? And his girlfriend's kids, you know, we were all talking, and somehow they got brought up, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm making my own tarot deck. And they were like, will you do a reading for me? I'm like, there ain't even art on most of these. Like, look, it's all blank. It just has the words, you know? And they were like, please, do a reading. Da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay. So I sat, getting drunk, mind you, for 5 hours in one spot, reading one person after another at this house party, right? We forgot what the whole meaning of the party was, because it just turned into this giant tarot session. And it was invigorating. And it was so crazy, because at the end of the day, I was like, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. You know, I read a bunch of people on a blank tarot deck, right? I have better imagery. Let me see. I have some cool pictures in here. Oh, yes. I have some cute ones. Ooh. But, so, yeah. On a mostly blank tarot deck, I did readings for 5 hours. And that's one of the reasons I know I don't actually need the cards. Because I didn't actually need the imagery, you know, catch a word and then you know. And then I started like adding the tarot to my channel. Then my channel became more of a tarot channel than a vlog channel. And now you very rarely get to see me vlogging like you are today, right? Or just go on my tangents. I used to think that I had to get really super stoned to do my tangents too, and guess what? I had to stop smoking weed, so for work, you know, nothing crazy, just, you know, when you're a driver for work, apparently you can't smoke weed. That's stupid. But, or at least when that's part of your work. But, yeah. And it's not like, when I started this channel, it's not like I had a direction. It's not like I had a vision for this channel at all. On the contrary, I was, getting fed the vision by the divine every day. And sometimes I'm exhausted, and sometimes I'm just like, I don't want to do it. And then, I've literally had days where I wake up at like 2 or 3 in the morning and I just hear it, it's time, get up. You gotta do this reading. And I'm like, all groggy, like, okay, let's do the readings. And it's like, because it's not something I'm doing for me. If it was something I was doing for me, believe me, I would be adding all the tags, all the descriptions. I'd be like and subscribe. Help me to make money on this so I don't have to destroy my hands anymore, like, but it's just not for me, and it's never been for me. It's been for you, It's been for all y'all. I still have people from that first day of doing tarot readings still hitting me up, asking me for readings. And I told myself, even if I only have one viewer, that's enough, right? And earlier today, when that guy messaged me, he was like, you only have 355 subscribers, and da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, whoa, hold the phone, that's a lot. And I was like, but I'm thinking of it in terms of, if I was sitting in a room and I was speaking to 355 people, that'd be a lot. But it's like through this virtual reality, through this second dimension connection, it's like, it doesn't appear a lot when you're looking at just numbers, not when you're, if you're not fathoming the soul behind each individual numbers, I remember when I had 26 subscribers, guess what? I was just as consistent. I was still showing up because, and I often said, and I will continue to say, my messages are meant for those who find it, right? They'll find the person. I believe it. My messages will find who it's meant to find. If that's a lot of people, cool. If it's one person, cool. I'm not here to just be spewing out messages like I'm a conveyor belt of messages, like factory messages. Let me just, one for you and one for you, and there's no depth and there's no meaning because it's just, no. We're going to get to the bottom of your situation, each and every individual one of you. We're going to get to the bottom of it, and we're gonna sort this shit out together, because as soon as I start shuffling those cards and I start channeling your energy, guess what? We become I, right? We become me. And I mean that in the sense of, there is, and I've been trying to explain this to people, and a lot of plebeians don't understand it. That's fine. It ain't for them. All of the universe is a singularity, right? Quantum entanglement shows us that. Energy can't be cut, right? Atoms could be cut, sure, but energy itself is not separated by anything, right? It fills every crevice of everything in betwixt all the things. Matter is the illusion. Matter, being separate from other matter, is the illusion, right? Because it's still energetically connected by all this shit that's in between. My hands are touching, okay? So, there's no glass half full. Or half empty, or either, right? It's completely full because it's full of energy. And therefore, when I connect with you through these messages, through this quantum entanglement, this is me taking away the separation or the illusion of separation, right? And becoming one mind with you to help help you sort through the rest of this matrix, right? The rest of this material world and spiritual world. Believe me, there's a lot to it, you know? And so, when you're sitting here observing me, we become me, right? I become you. I am just an expression of your higher self giving you a message, the one that you needed to hear today. That is what all of this is about. And so, it may not be something that everyone gets. And that's fine. They're not on our frequency. They ain't there yet, Maybe they'll get there, hopefully, But I'm not going to add tags and descriptions. And I'm not going to do a whole bunch of, extra stuff to try to get noticed. All y'all, right? I'm not. I've never done anything to get noticed in my life, except for be authentically me. So if I authentically get noticed on my own merit, cool, but I'm not gonna ask you guys for your likes and subscribes, and I will thank you though for doing that, because it's dope knowing that there's support on the other side of this. I'll never ask. I'm an Aquarius. I'll never ask. And I'm never gonna, go beyond to try to do anything for my own clout and my own vanity. Alright? It ain't about me. Like I said, it's about you. And it's not about my vanity. It's not about, otherwise I would be doing a whole lot more on that aspect of things, Besides, I don't know that I have too much time on this planet to even sit there and worry about being vain, or worry about getting, whatever recognition it is that people are trying to get. I simply know, like an oracle or like a prophet, I prefer the term prophet, obviously. I was sent with a message. And when you're sent with a message, then that's all that matters, is making sure that it's delivered, correct? Right? I don't need to go around and be like, hey, everybody, notice my delivery service. No, if somebody needs a message sent, they're going to send me, and I'll get that to you, And I'm not talking down on anybody who does do the tags and the descriptions and all the other things. That's fine, right? Like I said, I'm on a different thing. But it doesn't make it better, doesn't make it less than. It doesn't mean that, other people shouldn't do it that way. By all means, do it however you're going to do it. I just know that for my specific channel, we're climbing a mountain, okay? And it's kind of like whoever's left standing at the top of the mountain, that's who gets the message, right? I'm not going to make it super easy for everyone to just find me. If you found me, that's because you were meant to find me, right? That's because the universe did its cool quantum entanglement thing and brought you to me. Through the law of attraction, right? Through our frequencies matching enough that you found me. Right? It's like the Oracle in the Matrix, right? She didn't just walk up to Neo and be like, hey, I'm the Oracle, and please, come over here. No. Morpheus had to find Neo and drag his ass to the Oracle, right? Like, she didn't look like no Oracle. She looked like some cool lady sipping her coffee in a kitchen that was moderate. You know, it was moderate. And she's just, zenning it up with little psychic children, um, and it's like, that's us, bro, right? Like, I'm showing up very moderately for a reason, because it's not about me, it's not about the image, right? I'm not, like, gonna be, it's like, especially after that movie, fucking 300, man, where they made the Oracle of Delphi look like a sex symbol, and yeah, she probably did get raped, right? But it wasn't because, she wasn't just there to be, like, entertainment for kings. She was there to give them wisdom. She was there to help them, guide them, bring them to their best outcome, or sometimes worst, right? Forget which king it was, but there was one king that came to the Oracle of Delphi, and she's like, Poseidon is waging war against you, da 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 da. And so that dumbass, he got all his army, and he's like, we must go to the ocean, and they just started stabbing the ocean with spears and shit, and they're like, take that, Poseidon. So she was also a prankster, very funny. I like her. I'm sure she was up there just laughing. I would be. Pretty sure a hurricane or tsunami got him later, right? Poseidon's like, oh, your little mortal weapons. How cute. How quaint. Same could be said with all of the weapons being used today, right? Oh, your little nuclear weapons. How cute. How quaint. Thing is y'all are afraid to push buttons. Mama Nature ain't. She's like, oh, you want to see me just blot out places on the map and just hold my beer, So, I don't know. I just felt compelled to kind of talk about this. Those of you who are on this quest with me, we're climbing that mountain, right? We're climbing the mountain. It's not going to be an easy mountain. It will be a rewarding one. For the meek shall inherit the earth, right? I almost feel compelled to read the Sermon on the Mount. Let me at least read a little excerpt from it, because, there's a lot of shitty things in the Bible, but that wasn't one of them, and those of you who know me know I'm no Christian. I'm no Christian. I'm an alchemist, and alchemists have to look at all theology, not just one sect of it, right? Because all these different veins go to the same throbbing heart. So, let's, and by all these different veins, I mean, like, all these denominations, right? Like, we have paganism, we've got alchemy, we've got, Islam, Judaism, Christianity, Zoroastrianism, Taoism, Buddhism, all these different veins that lead to the same beating heart, right? And eventually, people will probably start realizing that. So, without further ado, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab that. Alright, so I'm reading it from the King James Version. I know, I wish that we could get something older than this, but it's the oldest translation I've got. So, here we are. Matthew 5, 1. And seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain. And when he was set, his disciples came unto him, and he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt hath lost its savour, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men. There's an ant climbing on this. Blessed is that ant, right? Ye are the light of the world, a city that is set on a hill and cannot be hidden. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and give it light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Whosoever shall... Alright, it's going to go into a lot of political stuff. For I say unto you that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. Right? So that's where I'm going to leave it off before it gets all political and yeah. But I think there's a pretty good message in all this, right? And I am a cherry picker because I know the people who wrote the Bible were not unbiased, I guess is the best way to put it. I would say though that there's a lot of truth in that. There's a lot of beauty in that, and that we learn through things such as Stoicism and Confucianism and Taoism and Buddhism, right? I was actually just reading the book of Revelations the other day, and it talks about the 7 churches of Asia, right? And guess who's part of that, you know? And it only said good things about them. Obviously, what can you say bad about Buddhists, right? In the Bible, right? In the Bible, it was talking about. I think I might actually. Let's talk about that. Doop. What thou seest, write in a book and send it unto. Oh yeah, that's not the part. Oh yeah. John to the 7 churches which are in Asia, grace be unto you, and peace from him which is, and which was, and which is to come. Trismegistus. And from the 7 spirits which are before his throne, right? So I looked up, because I'm a researcher, the seven most prominent religions of Asia. We have Taoism, Buddhism, Hinduism. We have Confucianism, Islam, Zoroastrianism, and the Shaolin Temple I wrote. So, there are a lot of good ones in there. But also, I think too that's, even in the book, where people are like, you're not allowed to look at what other churches have to say or what other religions have to say. Even in that, it's saying, blessed are they, right? So, take that as it resonates, but, like, for people who actually read the thing, it's damn near impossible to actually be a Christian, because you see the truth once you start, breaking those 7 hermetic seals. Anyway, enough with my tangent, because you know me, I'm just going to keep going. I'll never shut up, and I want to do some readings. Thank you for hearing me out, and for letting me get biblical on y'all. I know some of you appreciate it, some of you are like, but, like, how can you properly be a witch without, looking into all of it? And how can you properly be anything without looking into all of it? I think, for me, it's always been a process of elimination, like, not a Jew, because certain things, I am a Jew, but I don't practice Judaism because certain things don't line up with my personal morals or values, But first I had to read about it to find out, or, like, I'm not a Christian because a lot of things don't line up with my morals and values. But I had to read it to find out, it's like, I can't just be so quick to say, oh, I'm not about these things if I know nothing about those things, First I have to know about those things and then be like, oh, okay, this is why I'm actually not about those things. I could read all the books forever and find beauty and truth in them all, but ultimately, what I practice in my day-to-day life isn't found in books. It's not found in words. It's like Alan Watts said, it isn't words. It's way deeper than that. It's experience. It's that sense of knowing. It's that electromagnetism in the heart, that conversation with the universe that never stops. And there's no book for that. Not really. And there's no right or wrong way to do that. Not really. Because all of our spiritual experiences are so personal, so personal. How could we possibly say that one person's experience is more or less so than another's? You can't. Because, Source speaks to us all in our own language and in our own ways, That's why we were made the way that we are with the attitudes that we got. You think God ain't getting all my sassiness? Getting all of it. Right? Just like with Cleopatra. She was also an alchemist, and she gave Spirit all her sass. Right? She was the queen of sarcasm before she was the queen of Egypt. That's why I love her. But anyhow, alright, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna be done with this rant, this ramble. And just kind of, for future, in case any of you guys are wondering why I'm not doing all these extra things for, notoriety or whatever. It's like, I will be noticed by those who are meant to notice me. My message will be found by those who are ready to climb that mountain. So, yeah. Namaste. Love you guys. See you later.